finally arrived. The Pono tenor I was telling you guys about in the last video. This is the MTD-CR, and I will put down here, I will put a link to this on Hawaii Music Supply. Their website is called the Ukulele site. What are the advantages of purchasing from them or MIM, Uke Republic, Elderly, is that they take the time to set up the uke, check the frets and the nut and the saddle, make sure the action's correct. Everything is working as it should, versus going into a music store, pulling something off the wall and taking it home. You'll find there's a big difference. Now, the positive, obviously, is that when you get the uke, it is set up correctly, it plays correctly, it has the strings you want on it, etc. The disadvantage is that, depending on the time of year, you're going to wait by ordering off the uke site for 1 to 3 or maybe more weeks. I ordered this December 18th. It came last Wednesday. So you can do the math, 3-4 weeks. Probably 3 weeks. They don't count the weekends, so when they say 15 days, they mean business days, so that's 3 weeks. So obviously I have other instruments to play. I wasn't in a rush, but I was very glad to receive the instrument. So what I want to do is I want to take some time to look at this and go over it basically from head to toe. So we're going to start with, I'm going to take the straps off here. Now this is a mahogany back. All this is solid wood, solid mahogany, and solid cedar top. I did have them add strap pins because obviously I use a strap, and when I do that to match the tuner color, whatever it is. These are gold Grovers, so you'll see that gold strap pin and gold strap pin. They do a tremendous job. On the top we have rope binding, but it's not big. It's not doesn't stand out like, say, a deluxe Kamaka or something like that. I like this. Also has the rope binding around the sound hole. Now bone, saddle, and nut. Now, one of the things that they say about this is that it has rosewood fingerboard and bridge, as well as rosewood binding. Now this is the deluxe, so this has the binding on the top, not the bottom like a Pro Classic. This is rosewood right here. You can see that. It's beautiful. And you can see this bridge is really dark, as is this fingerboard. They say it's rosewood, but to me it's either really a dark rosewood or it's ebony. But it is beautiful. Now, the one thing I noticed when I picked this up, put the strap on, started playing it, is this sound hole, Pono and the tenor, the sound hole is further down towards the saddle than a Kala. So that's something you just need to think about. I like to strum over the sound hole, so I've had to kind of readjust a little bit where I put my arm. The Pono is pearl, as are the dots. Obviously it has the side dots, got to have those. Mahogany neck. And then it has, not only does it have the rosewood binding, it's got the rosewood here on the heel cap, and it has the rosewood overlay on the head there. Also, it has the gold Grover tuners and the ebony buttons. Now I think this is my 4th Pono maybe, and I've had the base model, which was just satin, no binding or anything. Had a concert like this, had the one I did the review on, the baritone electric, this one, and they have all been just really great as far as construction and playability, tone. I always, when I get a uke, I like to look over certain areas because usually that's where you're going to find issues construction-wise. One of those is right here where the neck joins the body. I always look there. I look how the nut's put in. Also want to see, is this centered properly here, the cap? It really is a beautiful ukulele. Now this, I got this from Hawaii Music Supply off the ukulele site with a package. And what that is you get the uke and you get in this particular package, a canvas covered foam case. $559. Again, I'll put the link down there so you can go and you can look at it. And I suggest that you go on the uke site, just click whatever size you're looking for, and you can see what they have in stock. I will tell you right now, though, they're low, really low. I mean, I know times where they've had 100 tenors and now they've got about 54 or so in there because Christmas, etc. And usually after Christmas, inventory is down so they can do inventory for the beginning of the year. So definitely go on there and look. They've got an area at the bottom of the uke site page where they have all the new ukes that have just come in. And they've got some really beautiful ones there. Now, why the Pono versus the Kala, which I love, and I've done a review on that. The reason I went for this one, the Deluxe, the main driving force and need for me was the radius fingerboard. You're probably not going to be able to see that, but it's there. Radius means that there's just it's not flat. There's a little bit of a roundness there. What that does is that allows me to play longer and to do bar chords more without, first of all, more efficiently, but also without pain in my hand. When you age, as we all do, it's inevitable. Certain parts of your body, well, every part of your body is going to start decaying. Good news, huh? So I've noticed my hand strength in the last 4 or 5 years is definitely less. So I wanted something with a radius fingerboard. Now I've had other ukes that I've reviewed with that. One was the baritone Pono electric. One was the Godin multi-uke that had a radius fingerboard also. I don't think that I did the Miyamoe before I sold it. That was a soprano, a super soprano, and that had a radius fingerboard. So most ukes come with a flat fingerboard, but you can certainly find them with the radius. For me, it just helps me make some chords better. I noticed right away some of the chords I had been struggling with the flat fingerboard. Right away I could do them with the radius. So that's a consideration also. So do I recommend the Pono? Definitely. Do I recommend the ukulele site? I am on the ukulele site every day because on the bottom they list all their new ukes, and especially with the NAMM show, National Association of Music Merchants, beginning I think today or tomorrow in Anaheim, California. That's where all the new instruments come out, and we'll see what Kala's doing new and Pono and all the other manufacturers. So what I have done is I've sold off some of the ukes I wasn't playing as much, put some money in the bank to look for possibly something new. One of the things I'm looking at right now, just between you and me and whoever's watching this, is a what they call a super tenor or a long neck tenor. The tenor ukulele from the saddle to the nut is 17 inches in scale. That's the distance. The long neck will be 18 or 19. So there are some manufacturers that make those. Right now I'm hoping to find one that has the radius fingerboard, just so it's a little bit easier on my hand. So what's coming up next? The Maryland Uke Jam. That's coming up this weekend on Sunday. And I will be going to that. I will be doing a review of that. Coming down the road, I'm planning on 1 or 2 Q&As. I have people that are emailing me, or they are leaving comments asking me questions about certain instruments and to compare them. How does this one sound versus this one, etc. And one of those is my mahogany baritone, my Kala that I love, that has a slotted head. And then I have that travel baritone, which is thinner. And someone said, how would you compare the sound? And I said, well, the Kala with the slotted head, which is a normal sized baritone body, all mahogany, is a much fuller sound. And I said that the travel baritone is thinner sounding, thinner sounding because it's much thinner in body depth. A slight pun, but nonetheless true. The thinner the body, usually you have a little less tone. So listen to this. Now this is not broken in. I've only had it a week. I have been playing it, but it's not broken in at all. So it will get better and better. This is strung with Oasis Brights with a low G. I will probably be taking this to the uke jam, and I'll probably be taking off the low G and adding a high G on this one. I was thinking about doing it on the Kala. The Kala seems, with the same string set, low G, Oasis Bright, to be a little more balanced in that the low G doesn't stand out as much. So I'm going to try this one with a high G, and if it doesn't work, I'll go back to the Kala. And whichever one I decide on, I'll be taken to the Allegheny uke soiree too. So. Great tone. Highly recommend Pono. Check what they're going to be coming out with. They just came out with a 8-string steel string baritone body that you can tune as a mandolin. If you go to the ukulele site and scroll down, you'll see that, as well as anything else, and watch for the NAMM show. The Hawaii Music Supply will be at the NAMM show, and they'll be doing updates. I know Corey's there right now. All right, hope you enjoyed this. Check out Pono if you haven't. And check out my blog, VixUkuleleblog.com. This will be on there as well as obviously on YouTube. All right. God bless. Keep playing. Bye.